2014 was a big year for celebrity news, and there were certainly no shortages of moments that had you WTF-ing. What is up, you guys? Thanks for checking out Clevver's Best of 2014, where we are recapping some of the year's most memorable celeb moments. Yes, as we mentioned earlier, there were some celeb news stories this year that seemed just too weird to be true, but alas, they certainly were. And with that being said, here in no particular order are 10 of the most WTF moments from 2014. First up, we have Harry Styles puking on the side of LA's 101 freeway, and it's not so much the puking, but what happened afterwards that was so weird. The incident occurred in October of 2014, and many people thought it had something to do with him being hungover, since the night before it happened, Harry was seen partying it up in West Hollywood. However, fans found out where Harry had actually vomited and then made a shrine to it. Yes, we are not making this up, unfortunately. And even more insane is that some fans reportedly gathered the vomit and tried to sell it on eBay. Like, seriously, you guys. Next up at number 2, we have the wheelchair incident heard around the world thanks to Kanye West. During a show in Australia in September, the rapper wanted everybody to stand up, and he said he wouldn't continue the concert until everybody was on their feet. Well, maybe he should have been a little more careful with that statement, because a couple of people right in the front were sitting in a wheelchair. He quickly noticed the error, but still, the whole thing was just completely cringeworthy to watch. Speaking of cringing, we have James Franco's very inappropriate Instagram exchanges with a teenager coming in at number 3. So let's recap. Basically, back in May, James saw a really pretty girl snapping photos outside of the theater where he was starring in a production of Mice and Men, and told her to tag him so he could find her afterwards. Cut to them Instagram direct messaging and texting, where James was suggesting she come to his hotel room. He quickly found out that she was not 18, but it was too late by that point. The messages had already gone viral. He did, however, apologize for the whole thing on Live with Kelly and Michael.
Social media is tricky, you know, it's a way people meet each other today, but what I've learned, I guess just because I'm new to it, it's like you don't know who's on the other end.
Okay, gotta give it to him for owning up to it, and let this be a lesson for everybody out there. Be careful what you do on social media. Coming in at number 4, we have Lindsay Lohan's infamous list of sexual conquests. Yes, apparently someone got their hands on a list of guys that Lindsay Lohan had apparently slept with, and there were a ton of famous names on there, like Adam Levine, Ashton Kutcher, Justin Timberlake, Orlando Bloom, Zac Efron, James Franco, Heath Ledger, Ryan Felipe, Evan Peters, Benicio del Toro, Colin Farrell, Max George from The Wanted, just to name a few. Here's what Lilo had to say about the whole thing, though.
That was actually my 5th step in AA with Betty Ford. And someone, when I was moving during the OWN show, must have taken a photo of it. And so that's a really personal thing.
Okay, so first, we are so sorry that someone invaded her privacy like that, but I mean, it certainly classifies as a very WTF-worthy moment. We're officially at the halfway mark, and Zac Efron's fight with a homeless man lands on the number 5 spot. Yes, you might have forgotten about this by now, but back in March, Zac was involved in a tussle with a homeless man after he was reportedly driving around LA's notorious Skid Row neighborhood, and his driver ran out of gas. Zac called an Uber and, in his own words, said, "Before I knew it, my friend was out of the car and they started fighting. I saw that the homeless man was carrying some sort of knife or shank, and I got out of the car to disarm him. At some point, he dropped the knife and I got hit pretty hard in the face, and almost instantly, the police were there to break up the fight." Well, luckily for him, his gorgeous mug is still intact, but maybe the real WTF moment here is, what the F are you doing driving through Skid Row, Zac Efron? Come on. Honestly, we don't even know where to begin with our number 6 moment, so we're gonna roll a couple of WTFs into one, and that would be the roundup of all of Justin Bieber's crazy antics this year. The Biebs started things off in January, kicking it off with a bang by getting arrested for driving under the influence, resisting arrest, and driving without a valid license. Boy, cops saw him allegedly drag racing, and that's when things went down. And during that time of his arrest, he was allegedly under investigation for egging his neighbor's house, and in his bizarre and quite bratty deposition tape surfaced shortly after that. In it, he was asked about Selena Gomez and clearly was not happy about it and refused to answer, which led to another deposition. Easily the weirdest part of this whole ordeal, though, is when he winked at the camera. He was also seen gallivanting around the globe with not just Selena Gomez, but a bevy of beautiful brunette lookalikes, and we could barely keep up. Coming in at number 7, we have whatever is going on with Bruce Jenner. In the midst of his separation from Kris Jenner, he's been seen growing out his hair, and his ever-changing look has even led to some speculating that he might be transgendered or transitioning into becoming a woman. The media attention surrounding this came to a huge head, though, when Bruce celebrated his 65th birthday by getting a bright pink manicure. Now, many sources have denied that Bruce is transitioning, and whatever Bruce is going through is certainly his own business, and he shouldn't let other people get him down, but you gotta admit, some of this is just a little WTF. Moving along to number 8, we're just gonna go ahead and count Miley Cyrus's entire Instagram feed for the entire year as a huge WTF moment. There have been days where she's posted over 50 photos, you guys. There are topless shots, DIY bongs, weird animations, and that's just scratching the surface. Honestly, I think she might be mildly addicted to Instagram, and I feel like a posting intervention is in her future. There are also her weird collaboration videos with the flaming lips, and she's even tattooed some of her friends. We don't even really know what to do with all of this WTFness, you guys. Our 9th moment is not for the faint of heart or for the weak of stomach, and that would be when Lady Gaga had someone puke on her in the name of performance art. Mother Monster took the stage during a show at South by Southwest when she let someone puke on her. I mean, there really is no other way to explain this. What did LG have to say about the whole situation? Well, she said, "We really just did it because we believe in the performance. We believe in what it meant to the song." We love you, Gaga, but this was just way too WTF for our taste. And nabbing the final spot on our countdown is Shia LaBeouf and that infamous paper bag moment. Shia hit a bit of a rough patch this year, and it all started when he was spotted at the Berlin Film Festival back in February wearing a paper bag over his head that read, "I am not famous anymore." He was promoting the hypersexual nymphomaniac, and many people had no idea what was going on. Shortly after that, he set up shop at a random LA location and did a performance art showcase where he let people come into a room with him and random objects and let complete strangers do and say whatever they wanted to him. Man, after breaking all of these moments down, you guys, it's safe to say that 2014 might have been the year of the weird. But what do you guys think was the most bizarre moment of the year? Or maybe there's an even crazier moment that we didn't mention. You guys get the conversation going in the comments below, and then click right over here to see some celebrity moments that were this close to straight up breaking the internet. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I'm your host, Erin Robinson. Thanks for hanging.